So let's review this Tina Davies 9 Classic Microblade. If you're a permanent makeup artist, you know that there are lots of options on the market for tools you can choose, especially microblades. But let's start with this Tina Davies microblade. As a trainer, I love to give this microblade to new students, not only because it is so comfortable with the grip and the position of the handle. It's got a ruler on the handle if you want to use it, but also it's got this metal casing around the needles. This metal wrapper is actually going to make the needles more stable. With a plastic wrapper, it moves more, it actually wiggles while you use it, so your hair strokes may not be where you intend to place them, whereas with a metal casing around your needles, that metal wrapper is going to make your hair strokes so much more stable. Now, in order to test this microblade, we actually have to try it with some pigment. So I'm going to pull out some mahogany colored PermaBlend Luxe pigment here. I do like PermaBlend. It's a little more creamier, a little less liquidy than other pigments, so it does work really well for microblading. But anytime you use a microblade, you need to make sure that you're just barely scraping the ink into the needles, not putting it on the needles. You need to scrape it into the needles, because as you make each hair stroke, you need to not only see the hair stroke that you're making and not have it covered with a blob of ink, but you need to make sure that the ink is actually sliding in between the needles and dropping into the skin as you pull each hair stroke. That's how we see that brown color left behind. And if we're doing the same even pressure, even depth, each line should look the same. That tells us that we have the same pressure, same depth, so we're gonna have the same hair stroke uniformly throughout the brow. Now, like I said, I really do love these Tina Davies microblades for beginners, but as a more advanced artist, I actually find they're not quite as sharp as I need them to be, and I think some of that is because they're not exactly nano needles. Now, I don't know the exact diameter because it doesn't say on the packaging of these needles, but I do believe that these needles are a little bit larger around than the nano microblades I usually like to do, which makes me feel like they're not really as sharp, and they can also take me 2 or 3 more little cuts or strokes to actually open the skin, versus a sharper blade may only take me 1 or 2 strokes. So check it out. That's a Tina Davies microblade.